Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Funny. I'm a product manager who loves to explore and build new technology products. Many of us aspire to be entrepreneurs and build the next big unicorn in the industry. It's not an easy journey to begin with, and there are several intriguing questions, starting with identifying the idea that you want to work on, to identifying the partner who can share that vision with you. But there are several great entrepreneurs who have started their companies and continue to grow them through decades. What if we can learn those principles and utilize them to start our own journey? I recently read this book called 0 to 1 on how to build the future from the author Peter Thiel. I've gathered several great insights which I'll be sharing in this video today. Let's get started. Peter Thiel is a renowned entrepreneur who has founded companies like PayPal and Palantir. He's also one of an early investors and a funder for companies like LinkedIn, SpaceX, and Facebook. In this book, he talked about several learnings he had from his startup journey, which I believe would be absolutely useful for us as well. Let me start with a simple definition of 0 to 1. When we think about future, we think about progress. A progress can have two forms. The first is a vertical progress or an intensive progress. The second is a horizontal progress or an extensive progress. A vertical progress can be achieved by doing new things, which takes us from 0 to 1. A horizontal progress can be achieved by copying things that work, which takes us from 1 to n. A single word answer for a vertical 0 to 1 progress is technology. You build a completely new product that can revolutionize the industry. And in the same way, a horizontal 1 to n progress, a single word for that is globalization. You take a product that has successfully performed at one place and you extend that to several other locations so that other customers can be benefited as well. I'll summarize this book in 5 sections. First one is how all happy companies are different. Second one is what is a creative monopoly. Third one is the benefits of last mover advantage. Fourth, how to identify secrets. And then finally, I'll conclude with all the questions a startup needs to answer in order to be successful. Let's start with the topic, all happy companies are different. Peter explains this by starting with a very simple question. What valuable company is nobody building? He says that you might be creating a lot of value for the customers, but you might not be creating any value for yourself. He explains this by taking the example of US airlines industry. In the year 2012, US airline industry was making $160 billion in revenue, but they are only taking 0.3% of the profits. Let's take Google as an example. Google is making 1/3 of the revenue, but they are taking 21% of the revenues. He explains this difference by two simplified models. One is a perfect competition and the other is a creative monopoly. Peter also explains this through an interesting quote from the Russian author Leo Tolstoy from his novel Anna Karenina. Leo says that all happy families are alike and all unhappy families are unhappy in their own way. Peter says that this is exactly opposite for businesses. All happy companies are different. They identify a monopoly by solving a unique problem for the customers. And all failed companies are alike because they fail to escape the competition. Let's think of a restaurant business in Castro Street and Mountain View. There are several restaurants and they try to give something unique for their customers. But at the same time, you're competing for the same restaurant business in one street. If you compete based on the prices, you might not be able to give better salaries for your employees and you might be competing with every new restaurant that opens up. On the other hand, Google has enough revenues to treat their employees really well, use all of their profits to innovatively create new products and sustain. So is having a monopoly a good thing? Yes. In a dynamic world where anyone create a new technology product or a new technology company, if you don't continue to innovate, you're not going to sustain. The same thing applies to Dells of the world or even Microsofts of the world, where they couldn't compete with the latest Apple phones or even the operating systems from Google. Another important insight what Peter provides here is thinking about the last mover advantage. You might have heard about the concept first mover advantage, where you'll be the first entrant into a niche market, where you capture a large market share while your competitors struggle to enter it. But what really matters here is the last mover. What that basically means is instead of you becoming the first where other competitors can come and compete with you, you do a last grade development wherein you can enjoy the monopoly profits for the upcoming years or even the decades in the future. Now, let's discuss about secrets. When Peter started this book, he said that whenever he interviews someone for a job, he asks a very simple question. What important truth that very few people agree with you on? The typical answers that he gets is America is exceptional or our educational system is bad. These answers can be looked in two ways. One is a conventional way of thinking where the answers were already proved. The second way of looking at it is mysteries. These mysteries are impossible for us to prove on. What Peter says is that in between these two lies the secrets. Another business question that Peter asks is, what valuable company is no one building? Every correct answer to that question is a secret. He also says that great companies can be built upon open but unsuspected secrets on how the world works. He gives an excellent example of Airbnb. Before Airbnb, travelers used to pay exorbitant amount of money on hotels, and at the same times, the homeowners used to struggle to find renters for their houses. Airbnb has solved this problem in an excellent way. The same applies for Uber and Lyft as well. Before Uber, the only taxis that were available are state certified cabs. But after that, Uber has created an excellent market by connecting the riders to the drivers and created a most valuable company and an industry which is worth billions of dollars. He finally concludes by saying that there are two types of secrets. First is the secrets of nature, and the second is secrets of people. Nature's secrets are all around us, and in order to find them, we must study the undiscovered aspects of the nature around us. And the second, which is the most underappreciated and the toughest, is the secrets of people. These are the secrets which either people don't know or they don't want other people to know. So in order for you to start a business, the two big questions that you need to ask is, what secrets is nature not telling you, or what secrets are people not telling you? In summary, Peter says that every business should answer the following questions in order to have a successful startup. The very first one is the engineering question. Can we create a breakthrough technology that is 10 times better than our competitors, or are we making small incremental improvements that are not sustainable? The second question is the timing question. Is now the right time to start your particular business? Is the industry ready for our product? Are the customers ready for our product? Is the technology available that can be used to build the product? The third question is the monopoly question. Are you starting with a big share of a small market? If we can do that, then we'll be able to build a product that can be successful for a small cohort of customers, which can then be extended to a much larger audience. The fourth question is the people question. Do we have all the foundation set up right? Do we have the right co-founder? And do we have the team that can use our vision and take the product forward? The next one is the distribution question. Do we have a way to not just create but deliver your product? Did we identify the right marketing and the advertising principles that can be utilized to take our product to a larger audience. The next is the durability question. Will your market position be defensible in the next 10 to 20 years into the future? And finally, the secret question. Have we identified a unique opportunity that others don't see? If a startup can successfully answer all of these questions, then you have set up all the required fundamentals that is needed to start your own company. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next video. Thank you.